Hey, welcome back. It's Thursday morning. Yes, it's Thursday today. We've got a few local jobs, hopefully just quick jobs, get sort of 3 or 4 of them knocked off the list today, and we'll be fairly caught up then. So plenty to be on with, and yeah, if I get time I'll do a little bit more tinkering with the van, get some lights on it and things like that. Right, let's crack on with the day. I'm at this old 225 and got a dipstick tube to fit in it. Got a slight engine oil leak. It's not terrible, but yeah, you can see it's making a little bit of a mess, so we'll get it changed. Right, that wasn't the 5-minute job I was expecting. Goodness me. So that piece there screws into the engine oil sump and that slides into there. It was up at this end that was just holding on and no more, and it was leaking engine oil and just making a little bit of a mess. And I thought I'll just take the belly plate off, put a spanner on that, crack it off, and away she'd go. No, very much mistaken. Yeah, I had to cut the plastic pipe off and then get the ring end of the spanner around it and chop it reasonably hard with a hammer to get it cracked off. And even then it was tight till the end. That's a new dipstick tube fitted. Hopefully that'll stop all this mess that it's created. Another good job done. Next job's about 10 minutes away, or 10 mile away, depends how long it takes to get there. So yeah, we'll head on over to that one. I've been meaning to get that done since probably January. It's been on me just passing list of jobs to do, and yeah, please I've got that ticked off. Right, let's get on. Right, little DX19. Yeah, there's something wrong with this stop solenoid apparently. His cable tied it up, which will allow it to start. So yeah, what I'm going to do is check the power. If I have no power, I'll go and check the fuses, see what happens. So I did find this fuse had blown, and stopped it, started it, stopped it, started it, stopped it, started it about a dozen times, and it will not blow again. I'm going to rattle around the wire in here, and everything seems to be okay without pulling the whole harness out, which seems a bit excitable. Can't seem to find it. I've had a look on the wiring diagram here, see if that fuse feeds anything else, and it doesn't. That fuse is just for the fuel cut-off. Where's my fuses at? Where is it? Lost it there. Fuel solenoid. 25 amp fuse. Just goes to fuel solenoid. So yeah, I don't know what's caused that to blow. And like I say, it seems to be alright now. That's the power in to the relay. And then your 2 wires going to the gateway controller. Got your hold wire here going to the gateway controller. But it's this one here, the relay, that's blown. and I can't see what's wrong with it. So I think we'll put it back together before we rip it all apart and not find anything and waste an hour and a half or two. We'll just put it back together, give them it back, and see what happens in the next few weeks. So I'm at this 8.5 ton of not starting, and if you jump start it, it'll fire straight up. Once it's been running, if you leave it more than 10-15 minutes, it won't start again. So I have a feeling it's a contact issue. Customer's already got covers off and things. I'll dive in and have a look. Alright, that's that one done. It was a bad battery cable, so I've replaced it, and it's just tickety-boo now. Go and fire it up. See if it'll go. The screen will come on like. Happy days. Right. I've got everything done that I wanted to get done today, so I'm going to go back to the yard now and get some wiring done on the van. This van came with these proper Mercedes fitted rubber floor mats, and in my old van I had carpets, a nice fitted carpet that I got, which was all embroidered with Doosan and Gordons and whatnot. My dilemma is, do I just keep those, because I mean that's a 2-second job to pull it out. I can take that onto the pressure washer, give it a good swill off, and it'll be clean again. Or do I go ahead and get some carpets? Because carpets are nice and the dust kind of beds into the carpets, whereas the dust kind of rolls around and gets everywhere. So let us know what you think in the comments. Should I get some carpets or not? This is why I don't particularly like wiring up vans. You don't know whether to pull hard enough that you break a secret tab that you haven't spotted, or whether you're pulling against some of these plastic clips. Yeah, never mind. Right, I've been for a ratch in the stores and I found this, probably going to be the neatest switch to go into there. I think that'll be alright. What I haven't got is a square drill bit, so I'll have to improvise. There we go. Yeah, not my finest work, I'll concede that, but functional. That will be functional. Right, I'm just trying to think ahead now, so I'm gonna have beacon switch and work light switch. That's gonna come into here where I'm gonna get my lives from. I've got a permanent live and 2 ignition lives here. I'm also going to have 2 strobe beacons in here. I'm gonna have one there and one there, or somewhere. I'm not really sure yet. I've also got a couple of marker lamps to go in the grill here, so I'm gonna need, I'll probably put the marker lamps on an ignition live rather than try and tee into the side lights at the front, because I've noticed when you turn the headlamps on, the side lights go out. So if I just put it on an ignition live, then the marker lamps in the grill will look quite smart. There's my finger, sorry. So I need to run another 2 wires through here. Actually looks a lot easier to, this was cable tied up by the way like that. It actually looks quite easy to try and feed wiring through here, so that'll be nice. Yeah, so I think I'll run another 2 bits of 2 core through here, so I'll have my beacons and I'll have my side lamps in here. Yeah, that should be all right. Right, I'll crack on with that. That just, if I can do as much, run as much wiring as I need through here, then I only have to get this cabin apart once then, because once the wiring's in, it's only 2-minute job to take the seat out and play around in here, and take the seat out again to send wiring towards the back of the van. So that's my thought process. Whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know. I've got my wiring neatly run through that channel and round the back of the fuse board and up and out to the front, as well as to my switches. It was just curiosity really. I've just started the engine just to see if any of these fuse holders were live with the ignition on. The air. So yeah, it's good to know. I mean, yeah, it probably would have saved us ripping up all this floor, but I think I don't really want to go into Mercedes wiring and fuse board and things like that. They've obviously put those points there for auxiliary things such as extra work lights, or you know, whatever the van application is. So I'd probably rather use that than I know then I know I'm not gonna mess with anything on the van, because if it goes in for a warranty claim because something stopped working and it's because I've put something into one of these, then they'll probably say, oh, no warranty on that, you've plumbed into the ECU circuit and you fried the ECU, you silly bugger. Nah. So I'll just stay out of there. Another little mod that I'm on with just now, I nearly forgot about. I don't know why, but I've always liked my phones on the right hand side, because in the middle of the windscreen over there, I find it gets in your line of vision when you're driving and things. I think down there is sort of out the way, it always has been for me. But anyway, this van's got like mini USB ports, but from there all the way across the dashboard, all the way across the steering column to there, current lead reaches, but only just. And I don't really like loads of wires sort of trailing about, so I've got a USB charger that I've just fitted down here, and I can have my phone on charge and still get out the van. Right, 6 o'clock, and yeah, I've got my phone charger in, look, down there. Open the door right wide, doesn't pull the phone out of its holder. Drops a peach. Right, home time. I'll see you in the morning. Morning, it's Friday, and I've got a load of gear in the back of the van to go and see a couple of 160 high tracks. So it shouldn't be a bad Friday. I'm hoping I'll get back through to Carlisle for about 3 o'clock and get a little bit more done with the van. But no rush today, it's Bank Holiday Friday. I'm not sure what the traffic's going to be like. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Headed to North Yorkshire. Is it North Yorkshire? I think it's Yorkshire. Anyway, I'll see you when I get there. I've just arrived at my digger. There's that one there to have a bit look at, and this one as well, I think. But the owner's left us a nice little note. It says, Ali, sorry it's not an Easter egg, thanks for working the bank holiday. This stuff is absolute magic. He gave us a bottle of this when I last visited his machine, and supped away at it on the way home. Absolutely lovely, that stuff. And a couple of chocolate fudge brownies. What a treat. I'll have them for me 10 o'clocks. Nice to be nice, isn't it? Right, let's crack on. Right, it's it's looking like this slew motor, I think it's got a crack in the body of it. Now, I have had this issue on 3 machines in the past, over the last 5 or 6 years, so I don't really want to say it's a common fault. First time I came to an oil leak that was similar to this, I took the top part off because I expected an O-ring to be failed, and I got a seal kit for it, resealed it, put it back on, and it was still leaking. So what I believe happens when you start the machine and slew, there's a crack, and as the pressure builds it opens the crack up, and that's when you get the oil leak coming out. So the customer sent us a video of it on Tuesday night, I think it was. So Wednesday morning ordered the bits for it, and it arrived from Germany yesterday afternoon. So got a new motor to go in it. We'll get that done, and we'll get another couple of other little jobs ticked off the list. Okay. Motor out. Here it is. It says on the box it weighs about 60 kilos, something like that, but I don't think it's quite that heavy, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's not a bad job. I think if the machine was any bigger, I'd need the second machine there just to lift it out. So that down there is the swing motor gearbox. You've got the input shaft there, that's a sun gear, and you've got planetary gears around the outside. So perhaps if that spins 10 times, that'll only spin once. I'm not sure what the gear ratio is. I've never really needed that knowledge, so it's not in my head. But no, when I've come across this the first time, I took these bolts out the top here and expecting it to be an O-ring split or something like that. But that wasn't the case. I replaced the O-ring even though it was sound, replaced it, rebuilt it, and it was still leaking, and it was sort of running out the end of those threads there, so whether it must split up in there, I'm not entirely sure. So I think it's the third one I've done, bearing in mind that that's the same swing motor that's on a 14 tonner, and they're obviously in these 160s as well. I wouldn't really describe it as a common fault when you look at how many 14 tonners there are about, or 14 tonners that I look after. So there you go. Anyway, I'll go and get these fittings changed, and we'll lift the new one in. Probably the worst thing about this is if you drop a bolt or something, it's a pain to try and pick it back up again. So you kind of up and down a little bit. I kept dropping my socket and one thing or another bit. Anyway, right, I'll get this swapped out. Right, that's the new slew motor in. Didn't go back together too badly, to be fair. All I've got left to do is check and top up the gearbox oil. So yeah, I'll tell you a little bit of something that you maybe didn't know about the slew motor. You've got a brake pack in here, much like the final drive that we rebuilt the other week. But like the final drive as well, it doesn't stop. When you're slewing and you come to a stop, it's not the slew motor brake that's stopping you. It's these two cartridge valves here, these two relief valves. And so when you send oil through this pipe here, or the other one, depending which way you're spinning, when you come to a stop, it's the oil, your motor then turns into a pump, and it's the oil pushing against a spring inside there, and it's the restriction inside there that slows you down to a stop, so your excess oil comes up out of here. Now, if you're slewing and you stop slewing and the machine runs on, it could be a fault with one of those cartridge valves. And if it's just in one direction, what you can do is swap them over to prove a point that it is one of those valves. Could also be a crack in the motor body itself, allowing oil to escape. So, you know, it's not always that. But yeah, there's something you maybe didn't know about it. You've got a pipe down here, there. That's your pilot pressure pipe. So as soon as you lift up your pilot lever and touch any control, whether it's your bucket curl, arm up, instantly oil is sent into here to release the slew brake. Regardless of whether you're slewing or digging or whatever, your slew brake is always off, and that's to protect the drive shaft and the motor as well from any damage. So only when the machine's switched off, pilot lever's down, will that slew brake come on. A little confession as well, to prove I'm not perfect and not everything goes to plan. Down on the bottom of the slew motor there's a auto idle pressure sensor, and I managed to lift the whole motor out and everything without any damage or anything happening to it, and put it on the track and looked at it, and I thought, right, I'll take that pressure sensor off first before I damage it. Went into the van, grabbed a 36mm spanner to take that fitting out, and as I cracked the fitting with a hammer, I snapped the end off it. So that's it there. You can see the ends snapped off. Well done, Al. Good job. So what I've done, I've just swapped it with the boom pressure sensor for the time being, and I'll post him a fresh one. I'm sure he'll be able to get it. I've moved it up to there so it's handier for him to get at. I'll post him one out, and hopefully he won't be too upset with us. Okay, not everything goes to plan. It is Friday. Right, it's 3 o'clock, and once I've had my lunch I'll get back through to Carlisle. It's only about an hour and 20 minutes away. I've finished all my other little jobs on that digger. Nothing that you haven't sort of already seen, to be fair, so I think I've got enough footage to put a video together for this evening's video. So yeah, a little bit of admin. So last night I clicked over to 600 subscribers on YouTube, so everybody that has been watching the videos and liking them, subscribing and commenting as well, it's all really appreciated. Thanks very much again. Also last weekend got 600 followers on Instagram as well, so if you haven't already and you've got Instagram, head over to there, Ali's Digger Diary, and if you like what you see, don't forget to follow us on there. So thanks very much for watching, and hope everybody has a good Easter. I'll be back to work on Monday. There's one or two jobs I'll get done. It's quite nice working a bank holiday, to be honest with you. You get caught up a bit when most people are kind of parked up, so you don't get the phone ringing all the time. So yeah, have a good weekend, have a good Easter weekend, and